I was meeting with a guy yesterday. Amazing story. He played pro ball for his name's Nate Dwyer. He played college ball at University of Kansas. And I started laughing. I said, oh, you had a football team? Yeah, I mean, who makes the pros out of University of Kansas? Yeah, you got to think about that. And he's a white guy that's a defensive tackle. He's the only white defensive tackle since Randy White. It's a true story. There was Bob Lilly, there was Randy White, and there were like 20 years in between, and there was Nate Dwyer, and that's it. And then other than that, they were like, you know what? All right, no more white defensive tackles. You guys dominated the 60s. We're going black, faster, bigger, stronger. No more white guys. Y'all have to do something else. Well, he was actually still on an NFL roster, and he started chasing his dream, which is he's one of these guys. And if you've ever, great thing about living in this country and living in the times we do, you can find your passion, and you talk about dorking out on it. I mean, there's a convention going on somewhere in America every day on fingernail fetishes or gun accessories. Or, hell, there are probably 100 of those going on there might be 1,000 of those going on. Or swimsuits or ham radios. It doesn't matter what your thing is. You can totally dork out on it. If you're into Southern cuisine, using only organic vegetables, there's just so much you can narrow your focus and pursue your passion. Well, this guy's passion, and I know I have a lot of friends who do this, is performance trucks. So he started a company, Performance Truck Products. And he wouldn't want me giving his financials out. But, I mean, this is my example, folks, for if you hate your job, if you are pulling into the office right now of a job you don't like, you've been out making your sales calls, and it's time for you to show up to your sales meeting, and you hate your boss or you hate the drudge of your job. You really, really don't like it. Quit. But, Michael, I have a new car payment. Why do you have a new car payment? I've tried to structure my life. I have no debts. None. Not one. I've tried to structure my life where I could walk out. I could get fired in 5 minutes. I could get fired, or I could walk out. And, I mean, I couldn't have said that 5 years ago. But there is a certain freedom in your life to total professional control. This guy, he started this little company, Performance Truck Products. So he started selling aftermarket accessories for people that want to trick out their trucks. Off-road, exhaust systems, injection systems, you name it. And this total redneck, he's from Minnesota, but he's a redneck. This total redneck had just dorked out on truck products, and he found an international following. Now, there are bigger companies. There are companies that do more volume. But he kind of found his niche, and they are crushing. He moved to Texas because he figured out, you know what? All the guys that love this, half of them live in Texas. This is the capital in America for this kind of stuff. So he's got a big warehouse and, 10 employees, and they get after it every day, and that's what they do. And then they started expanding. All right, well, we can install the products because people want to buy this stuff, but they don't have anyone that can install it. And he's just continuing to grow. And I look at these stories like this, and I told this story yesterday evening on the air, and I got emails from people, hey, hook me up with this guy. And it just goes to show there's a burgeoning market out there as more and more people find out about what he's doing for him to grow and develop. Now, let's be honest. Your son comes to you and says, hey, Dad, I'm going to throw away professional football because I'm tired of this and the aches and pains, and this isn't my passion anymore. I don't love it like I did in Pee Wee football. I'm going to start a company. We're gonna do aftermarket truck, performance truck stuff so people can go off-road and suspension systems and jack them up and lift packages and all that stuff. Son, really? How are you going to compete with 1,000 other sites that are out there and companies that are bigger and Chinese manufacturers? And really, how are you going to make a living at this? But you find what you love. I don't care if it's being a tattoo artist. You find what you love. You pursue it with everything that you have. You refuse to lose. Bam. There's your formula for success. We had dinner last night with some folks from Midland, and the guy was telling me about his son-in-law. And his son-in-law is an Aggie, and studied computer science. I don't know what they call it now. They change these things. He was working for a company in Miserable, and he wanted to start this company. I think it's called Data Rooms, datarooms.com. And now, this Data Rooms, they're a few years in, they've had 100% growth, I think, 3 years in a row, because it was his little quirky creation. It's what he believed the market needed. He's passionate about it, and now he works for himself. Now, make no mistake about it. I left a big law firm to start my own real estate company, and there are some trying times. I've told the story before to you where it was the middle of the afternoon, and I'm in shorts and flip-flops and a T-shirt at at Office Depot in the middle of the afternoon trying to find a copier, printer, fax. They used to have fax machines back then, mid-'90s, Brian. And trying to make it all happen and figuring out what's the cheapest way I can do this. And I'm sitting in front of the phone at my office, and it ain't ringing, so my wife would call me once every hour because she felt sorry for me, just so my phone would ring. This was before I had a cell phone. There was some tough going, but I made more money and had more fun, and more importantly, I was chasing my dream. I owned my own company. So if you're waiting around to do it today.
Do you like apples?
You think, therefore you listen.
How do you like them apples?
The Michael Berry Show.